Okay, I'm going to show you how you can create your own library on your desktop. So we're going to use this software tool that I've created called library2. I'm going to go through installing it. As you can see, it's written in JavaScript. And let's take a look at here at our README. What it's for, you can upload files, and it has a series of fields you fill out in a form. What happens when you save it is that, like I said, it's for the desktop. So we want it to be in a convenient and portable form. So as nice as it is to just use MongoDB or something like that on the desktop, you have to move your database around. So what we decided to do is use Loki.js. So this will allow you to use Mongo style object storage, but put it on the desktop. So that's what we picked for this. Now, each book gets its own permalink page, and there's also a way to do editing of the data that you upload after you've uploaded it. So we're going to take a look at some of those tools, and also maybe talk about the technology underneath with Next.js, React, and Express. So let's get the code. I'm going to get ourselves the HTTPS clone. All right, so let's go into our developer directory, and let's see, what do we have here? All right, we have that URL. So what we're going to want is git clone this, and then into the name of the directory that we want to do, or default to library2. So there we are. So now we need to change our directory to library2. So as you can see on the README, once you've done the cloning, you need to install it. So I tend to use yarn, but you can use npm. So I want to do install first, right, to install our packages. That'll add our code to the node modules directory, so it can run here. Okay, and that'll take a few seconds. It's probably pretty quick. Okay, so got some different information. I need to upgrade yarn. Okay, so I think this should work though. So now we peek back here really quick. We want to do run dev, because if we take a look at our package.json file, you can see node server.js, right? It's a very simple script, but might as well just use that. So run for the first time here, but should be out pretty quick. Okay, so now we get this URL. It's localhost 3020. So it's not the highly standard 3000, but you know, don't want to get in the way of other apps running sometimes. So here we are. Okay, so now we're taking a look at the way that it comes out of the box. It comes with one book. It's just kind of an example. Now that this book's in the public domain before 1925 and all that. So Ulysses by James Joyce, the one book we have. We have the permalink, as we talked about, and the metadata. So if we wanted to add something to that, add something to our library, we can go right here. So that'll upload link, takes us to this part of the page. So maybe let's take a look at this. Gutenberg is a site that has publicly available free books and stuff like that. So here we go. Now, I mean, Dubliners, that's worth throwing in, I think. Okay. Let's download it here. Okay. So Here it is. Let's move it over to the desktop. Okay, so now we're going to go grab that. So, I don't know the exact year the Dubliners came out. I think it was probably around 1915. All right, so it says 1914 here in Goodreads. And we also have a URL, so we could use the Goodreads URL, but I think because we got it right from this site on Gutenberg, let's use the Gutenberg URL, and let's put in 1914 and then James Joyce. So, okay, and this notes field is also worth mentioning because it actually supports Markdown. So, for example, like let's say we want to say other titles by James Joyce, and then maybe we try to start like a list after we do say make this into a link by going to the permalink here. We could use a proper Markdown style. That right. Okay, so now the other thing is we want to go to our, let's see if just choose the file right there. Okay, so now we've added it right from the Finder, and let's try to upload it now. Okay, so click on the home link. That should be successful. So now let's go here. Now we have the two different entries, and let's go to the Dubliners link and see. Okay, so here's our note, which it does seem to work. So our little Markdown link takes us to the other page, and now as you can imagine, a lot more interesting notes and metadata can be added about each book than the epub or whatever original file can always just be downloaded there. And an interesting feature is the Md5 tool. So let's take a look here at how we can do a check here. It's Md5 search. Search string is Md5 string. So, assuming we're looking at a compatible Md5 implementation, we're going to go to maybe our desktop here. Okay, so here we have that file. Let's see if we can get an Md5 hash. Okay, so this is the one that it's saying that we got. So what we're going to do now, we're going to go copy that 1 second. First, we're going to copy Md5/search, right? And that is something that we're going to use here. The root of our site, our local site there. Okay, so Md5 search, and then we're going to go get that string there. Okay, so actually that is good because even though this is a very basic server return in raw JSON, it shows that we have a hit, and that's this one entry for Dubliners. So this tool, for example, because not all the fields are required, because if people just want to upload something, why would I, try to stand in their way? So as long as you can't upload nothing, but basically if you have this, and I'm not sure if anything else is required, not much else. So you might have the same thing uploaded with different metadata, or one has the title and the other one doesn't, or the different spellings on author, stuff like that. And so that's a tool that's meant to make it easier to cross-match that, or to check. You can use that, get that MD5 on the command line and then use it here in the app to see if it already exists in that form. Of course, all you have to do is make one tiny change and the MD5 hash will be different. So if it's a slightly different edition or a slight update, it won't match it. But then again, right, then that gives you the ability to collect a slightly different edition. So there's just a couple more features that I was going to get to within these 15 minutes here, because we looked at how to upload. We haven't really looked at the search. So I mean, it's pretty straightforward, right? But we search the author. Now, the way that these queries are written right now that are going to the Loki database, it's based on having a actually like a exact string match. So capitalization matters in this case. So unfortunately, this probably wouldn't hit anything. There you go. So but assuming the capitalization is right, and then so if you were simply going to have one name, you could do that. It would be enough to match, and and then it gives you the chance to link or just download those books quickly. So you've got that. We took a look at the MD5 feature, and also I mean, pretty straightforward here. All right, so that's the book search feature. There is a delete all feature in this setting. So let's take a look. All right, so there's the query data thing, which we'll look at afterwards, but here's our settings. Okay, so if we go to settings here, there's a delete all data. It says no undo, but that's a button that you only want to hit if you want to get rid of everything in the database. Now, it won't erase the files, but it will get rid of all the metadata and the whole database. So I'm going to click that. Now we're going to visit again. Yeah, there's nothing there because we deleted it all. So let's maybe upload really quick so that we can do a little bit of editing. So we're just gonna upload this. Let's see if we can do that. All right, so it does require a field of title. That's it. So that's all we have. But what if we want to go back and edit that? All right, well, there's another thing that we can do. It's listed here as Data Desk. Now, this is a tool that, here, click on this, and that'll auto-populate user files. That's the default. There we are. So we have the info right here, the name of the file. It gets renamed, and it gets this ID here. But the key thing is, like, this title, well, year, URL, author, those are blank, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to click that edit button, and we're going to put in the name. So now it actually does have the name added because we used the Data Desk feature. So that's been a tour of the library2, and you want to get on GitHub. It's right over there on my account there, Pacific Pelican, and this is my web development site.